In 1995, the blind Bulgarian Saint Vanga uttered a phrase that was then considered the ravings of a madman. The world will go to hell into the abyss, not from a nuclear bomb. The world will collapse when the East releases black smoke and sever the golden veins of the earth. Today we see this process officially launched. The global crisis is already here. In the next few minutes on the Point Taken channel, I'll tell you the facts clearly and without emotion. First, why the escalation around Iran isn't just conflict, but a precise confirmation of Vanga's prophecy about the collapse of the global economy. Secondly, how is this global geopolitical horror happening right now? Physically destroys your health through the effect of the collective unconscious. You will find out why your blood pressure fluctuates even when the TV is turned off. Thirdly, the secret protocol of silence. One specific action you must take tonight to ensure your family's energetic and physical survival. Let's begin. It's 1989. A high-ranking diplomat from the Middle East secretly arrives in Petrich. He brings expensive gifts and asks about the fate of his state and the upcoming wars for oil. Vanga refuses to accept the gifts. She turns to the wall and says harshly, "You're asking about oil, but you should be asking about blood." The time will come when countries will snarl at each other like mad dogs. The East will burn, the Persians will raise their heads, everyone will shout about peace, but secretly sharpen knives. And when the first big bloodshed occurs in the East, it will start a chain reaction. Money will turn into shredded paper, and people in Europe will freeze in the dark. It will be a great purge. The diplomat left empty-handed. Later, for 3 decades now, we've been standing right on the threshold of these events. Let's put aside the mysticism and look at the cold facts. Why Vanga? She didn't name specific dates or countries, like Iran attacking Israel or America pressing a button. Because she wasn't looking at political maps, she saw the flows of world energy and cause and effect relationships. Vanga said, everything is heading towards the abyss, because that people have violated the law of equilibrium. Iran today is not just a local hotspot. It is the very detonator, which fits perfectly into the mathematics of her prophecies about black smoke and the Earth's slashed wreath. Look at the World Board. The Strait of Hormuz, which controls Iran, the main artery of the global economy. 1/5 of the world's oil flows through it. Those same golden veins the blind seer spoke of. Any large-scale escalation, any direct strike or crossing of red lines in the Middle East would immediately lead to the blocking of this strait. What happens next? It's pure macroeconomic physics. Oil prices are skyrocketing. Global inflation is unleashing uncontrollable force. Grocery prices are rising not by percentage points, but by several times. Lobby chains are collapsing. Energy-dependent countries are plunging into the darkness and cold that Vanga warned about. Iran in this scheme is just one of the most powerful pieces of evidence that humanity has reached the point of no return. We see old alliances crumbling, diplomacy ceasing to function as the world was divided into 2 aggressive camps. This is the Great Purge, the process of the destruction of the old world order. You watch the news and it seems to you that missiles are simply being fired somewhere far away. No, it's a domino effect. Every missile in the Middle East is a blow to your wallet, your pension, and the future of your grandchildren. The system has already cracked, and this process is irreversible. The world as you've known it for the last 30 years ceased to exist. You ask, what should I do with this information? I'm a pensioner. I can't stop the war or influence Iran. You're right. You can't influence geopolitics, but you must know how this global horror right now, every second, your physical body is being killed. Many of you have been complaining of strange symptoms lately. You wake up in the middle of the night with unexplained anxiety. You have tachycardia. You suddenly have an empty stomach. Your blood pressure jumps to 180. Your hands are shaking, and you feel a total, debilitating apathy. You go to the clinic, get tested, and the doctors shrug it off because of age-related changes. Take some sedatives. They're lying or simply don't understand the laws of biophysics. In psychology and sociology, there's a proven concept called the collective unconscious. When millions of people on planet Earth simultaneously experience animal fear, panic and aggression due to wars and crises, a gigantic electromagnetic field of low destructive frequencies is being formed in the noosphere. You, people of the elder generation, women over 55, have the most sensitive, most receptive neural system. Your empathy and life experience make you the perfect antenna. You pick up this world's horror from the air, even if you turned off the TV, even if you don't read Telegram point-taken channels about Iran, missiles, and the crisis. You go to the store, you drive to you're on the bus, standing in line, and you're absorbing the poison of panic in the air. How does your body react to this invisible threat? Your reptilian brain, responsible for survival, scans the space, senses this global stress and gives orders to the adrenal glands. There's mortal danger all around. Fight or flight. Horse doses of cortisol are constantly being pumped into your bloodstream and adrenaline. But you're not running anywhere or fighting anyone. You're sitting in your apartment. This unspent cocktail of stress hormones is starting to burn you out from the inside. Cortisol destroys the walls of your blood vessels, making them brittle. It leaches calcium from your bones, causing osteoporosis. It suppresses your immune system, opening the door to any virus or cancer. You don't die from old age. You die from the fact that you physically passed through yourself the global panic of this collapsing world. You voluntarily connected yourself to the outlet, which broadcasts death. And if you don't pull the plug today, tomorrow your body will simply have no reserves left for survival. What do the vast majority of women do in this situation? Instead of protecting your psyche, you are making a fatal mistake. You start saving others, plunging yourself deeper into this hell. You call your adult children 3 times a day. You ask in a breaking voice, "Son, have you seen the news? What will happen now? What if prices rise? What if loans are frozen? What if war comes to us? Withdraw money immediately, buy buckwheat, stock up, and stop immediately." From a bioenergetic perspective and neurophysiology, you are right now committing a crime against your own kind. Your children are working. They are at the epicenter of this economic storm. They have a young psyche. They are trying to survive, hold down jobs, pay off mortgages in the conditions of this global crisis. They need a foothold, and instead of a foothold, you become a source of radioactive panic for them. You call them and you're venting your fear on them. You're breaking through their protective biofield. When a mother transmits to her adult child a visceral fear of the future, the brain the child receives the signal. The elders in the pack are panicking, which means we are doomed. After your call, your son or daughter they give up, they lose concentration. They make mistakes at work. Their financial flow gets blocked, because the energy of fear is incompatible with the energy of creation and money. With your well-intentioned calls, you're dragging your family down to the bottom of this crisis. Vanga sternly warned, when a storm is raging in the world, a mother should not scream and run around the house. A mother should light a candle, sit up straight, and become a stone wall. Children huddle against the calm wall. Even dogs run from a screaming mother. It's time to become that stone wall. You have no choice. The old world is collapsing, and only those who can control their minds will survive. From this moment on, you are putting yourself and your home into biological and energetic survival mode. You have clear instructions, total information blockade. This evening, you pick up the TV remote and delete all news point-taken channels from your quick access list and political talk shows. You unsubscribe from all Telegram point-taken channels that publish videos of explosions, analysis of Iran, the crisis, and the market crash. You must understand one cold truth. From if you watch the news, the dollar won't fall, and the rockets won't stop flying, but your cortisol will skyrocket, and tomorrow you'll call an ambulance. Your task is keep your vessel intact. Discussion of disasters is prohibited. Starting tomorrow, you will introduce a strict rule in your communication with your friends, neighbors, and acquaintances. As soon as a neighbor at the entrance or a friend on the phone starts reading, "Oh, what's going on in the world? Have you heard? How scary is it? It's all going to end soon," you interrupt her abruptly and coldly. You say the phrase, "I'm not discussing trouble. I'm taking care of my health. We need to think about how to plant a garden and bake bread." Goodbye. You're cutting off energy, a vampire trying to infect you with his panic. Don't be afraid to seem rude. Be afraid of getting a heart attack from someone else's fear. Changing your rhetoric with children. When you call your children, you don't ask questions about the crisis, you don't discuss politics, you become their anchor. You call in a calm, low voice, say in an absolutely confident voice, "Hi, honey. How was your day?" "I'm doing great. I baked a pie. I'm completely at peace with you." We'll get through this any time. You are strong, and you will succeed. That's it. This is your maximum. You gave them a signal. All is calm in the rear. Mother is strong, we will endure. But to carry out this silence protocol, you must have physical strength. Your brain must be cleansed of the fear that has already eaten into your cells over these long months. To burn this fear out of the body, we will apply a strict bioenergetic practice of cutting off. One physical action you do this evening, standing in front of an open window or sink. This action will instantly reset the level cortisol in your blood and will restore your sanity. Learn how to perform this panic reset and how to protect your savings from energy depreciation in times of crisis, and what phrase to say in the morning to turn on the armor. We will talk right now in the second final part of this instruction. We have entered a silence protocol. You have turned off the news background and stopped broadcasting Panic Your Children, but the information poison is already inside you. If you've been watching TV or reading news about the escalation in the Middle East over the past few months, your body is already poisoned. Your adrenal glands have already released a critical dose of cortisol into the blood. Your pulse is racing, your blood vessels are constricted. You can't just tell yourself, calm down. Blood chemistry doesn't obey persuasion. This chemical reaction of fear needs to be broken physically. In neurobiology, there is a concept called the mammalian diving reflex, which is directly linked to the parasympathetic nervous system and the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is your body's main brake. When it's activated, it instantly, within seconds, reduces the heart rate, dilates blood vessels, and blocks the production of stress hormones. How to activate this emergency brake and relieve collective panic. Practical application. Emergency reset today in the evening or at any time when you feel a sticky fear of a future of war or poverty coming over you. What you do is this. Go to the bathroom, turn on the tap with the coldest ice water, put it under, run a stream of cold water on your wrists from the inside, hold them under the water for exactly 1 minute. Right there, on the wrists, there are large blood vessels located as close to the skin as possible. Cold water physically cools your blood, which immediately goes to the heart, forcibly slowing your pulse. You scoop up ice water in your palms and wash your face 3 times, holding your breath for several seconds. The cold on your face instantly activates that same vagus nerve. You lift your head, look in the mirror, or just in front of you, if there is no mirror, and while the icy water runs down your cheeks, pronounce a clear, cutting command of cutting out loud. I wash away someone else's fear, I cut off the world's panic. My mind is cold, my body is under my control. I am invulnerable. That's it, you've broken the chain. Dry your face with a rough towel. Rub your wrist. You will physically feel the fog dissipating, how your heart begins to beat evenly and calmly, how your mind returns to sobriety. You can again make adequate decisions, and not panic. You've protected your blood vessels from stroke and heart attack. A global crisis isn't just about missiles, it's about collapse economy. Vanga clearly described this time. Money will turn into shredded paper. Inflation, rising prices, devaluation of savings. What happens to your psyche when you see prices in stores change every week? Women of your generation over 55 have the most severe protection in their subconscious, deep trauma. You survived the collapse of the Soviet Union. You survived empty shelves, the default of 1998, loss of all savings in savings books. Do you know what real hunger and the visceral fear of what to feed your children tomorrow are like? And today, when the global economy is once again bursting at the seams due to wars and sanctions, your brain pulls this old trauma out of the archive. You have a panic attack. You buy buckwheat, salt, matches. You withdraw the last kopecks from your savings accounts. You tremble over every piece of paper in wallet. Stop. Face the facts. You're not 30 anymore. You don't have the kind of resilience that I had it in the 90s. If you were to immerse yourself in that primal fear of poverty again now, your body simply wouldn't be able to cope. You won't die of hunger, you'll die of a heart attack due to financial panic. From the perspective of the bioenergetics of money, your fear works against you. Money is not paper. Money is the equivalent of life energy. When you look at your wallet with horror, when you cry over the prices at the pharmacy, you charge your money with the energy of scarcity and death. You send a signal to the universe, we are dying, we have nothing. And the system answers you, since you are dying, we will take the last. You are accelerating your own poverty. In a crisis, it's not those who survive, those who tremble over every penny. Those who remain cool-headed and transform fear into sober calculation survive a crisis. Practical application of the law cold wallet. You must immediately sever the link between global inflation and your nervous system. Stop obsessively checking prices and exchange rates. You have no control over it. Just because you find out the dollar has risen, you won't gain any more money in your pocket. You'll only burn out your energy. Bring absolute surgical order to your wallet and documents. Throw away all old receipts, expired cards, and trash. A crisis abhors chaos. During a storm, the energy of money only flows where there is a rigid structure. Every time when you open your wallet to pay for more expensive bread or medicine, you forbid yourself to sigh. You forbid yourself, you groan and complain to the cashier about your life. You hand over the money calmly and silently, clearly articulating your thoughts, say, "What is mine will not leave me. I pay for my life." The energy returns to me threefold size. My house is a full cup at all times. You recoded the process. You didn't lose money because of the crisis. You invested them in your survival. Your mind is calm. You preserved your nerves, which means you preserved your health, for treatment which would have cost hundreds of thousands. The world has entered a zone of severe turbulence. This will not end tomorrow. This will not end in a month. The great purge that Vanga warned about will take years. Old systems are crumbling, old alliances are burning. You can't stop this storm, but you can, and you must build an energy bunker for yourself and your family. Vanga said, "When fire falls from the sky, the one who has an invisible dome of pure thoughts above your head. Evil, blind, strikes only where fear reeks." Your the task for the coming years is to become the guardian of this dome. To do this, you need a routine that you will follow every morning without fail. This is your mental hygiene. It's as essential as brushing your teeth. Here's how to apply it. Morning armor. Every morning, right after you wake up and wash your face with cold water, you don't go turn on the TV, you don't go check your phone, you go to the window, stand up straight, straighten your shoulders, look at the sky. It doesn't matter if the sun is shining or leaden clouds are hanging there. You take a deep breath and say out loud in a voice that brooks no argument, the voice of a man who has the right to live on this land. I have my rights, I am on my land. My house is closed to other people's evil, destruction, and fear. My children are under my absolute invisible protection. I do not let them into my blood. The panic of the world. My mind is steel. My heart is peace. We will endure. We will live. So be it, they said. Let out a powerful, noisy breath and go about your normal, routine daily activities. That's it. You've blocked it. You've built an impenetrable energy wall around your home. You've given your brain, your immune system, and command your children's biofield for absolute survival in the face of a global catastrophe. While others are running around in panic, buying up unnecessary things, burn your nerves in front of TV screens and die of heart attacks, you will maintain a cool mind. You save your family. You will become the anchor that keeps your mouth afloat. Here are the facts. Here are the instructions. Period. We have analyzed the mechanism of global panic. We've turned off your cortisol. We've stopped the financial hysteria and built morning armor. This isn't mysticism. These are laws, biophysics, neurobiology, and tough survival during global crises. If you're feeling protest or skepticism inside right now, that's normal. Your brain is used to feeding on panic. It resists silence. Don't believe me word. Just implement the silence protocol and ice-cold washing for exactly 1 week. Turn off the news. If your sleep doesn't return to normal and your blood pressure doesn't drop within 7 days, it'll be my fault. But if once you feel like you've escaped this sticky, deadly haze, you'll know exactly what to do next to survive. If this is harsh, but if this life-saving instruction was helpful, go to the comments below this video. Write the name of your city and 3 words. I keep it cold mind. Example: Novosibirsk. I keep a cool head. I read every comment. Your physical action in this text is your electronic signature on the survival contract. This will connect you energetically with those who refuses to panic and die. Do you need a subscription to this Point Taken channel? If you want to receive clear, scientific, and energy-based instructions for survival and health protection without water and illusion, yes, click the subscribe button and turn on the bell. If you want to continue feeding on panic from TV, don't subscribe, I'm not holding you back. The choice is yours. Take care of your stay sober and mentally healthy. See you on the Point Taken channel.